Introducing the Nexxus 360, D'Addario's first rechargeable omnidirectional tuner. Visible at every turn, from any angle, no matter where you wind up. Nexxus 360, built for your next stage.
Hey everyone, this is Chris Keys for Premier Guitar. Today I'm in Nashville, Tennessee at the Brooklyn Bowl, and I'm joined by punk rock royalty, East Bay Ray of the Dead Kennedys.
Hello, folks. Hello.
How are you doing, sir?
Okay, okay.
Now, we've talked to a lot of people with a lot of gear, and sometimes we talk to people with a little gear. You have a little amount of gear, but it's all in the hands, as you told us before we started rolling. It's all in the hands.
In here.
But our show is not about hands and manicures and pedicures. It is about gear, Ray. So people probably know you from back in the day using Tellys, Strats. This is more of a Les Paul style Schecter. Can you tell me about this and why you are preferring to use it right now?
Oh, well, I don't like to take my classic guitars on the road.
So you still have those? So you still have those?
Yes, I still have them.
Okay.
And this, this gets the job done. I have a couple of them, and I've had guitars stolen, so this, if it disappears, is nothing. And I really love Seymour Duncan pickups, so these, to give a plug for them.
Okay.
These have Seymour Duncan pickups.
Do you know what specific models? Because I'm sure people will be interested to know which ones there.
This is just like a regular Gibson-style humbucker, and this is the Jeff Beck.
Oh, okay.
The Jeff Beck one.
Nice. And I know that going back to your history of playing Fenders and longer scale guitars, is this more compact? I think it's a 24, like a Gibson style?
Yeah, well, actually, my original guitar was a Telecaster made in Japan.
Yeah, one of those copies.
And it actually had the 24 3/4 inch scale, not the Fender scale.
Okay.
So that's a secret thing there.
We're about uncovering secrets here, Ray.
Yeah. And I guess what I did is I got the guitar and I took the pickups out, routed it out, and put a humbucker here at the bridge.
Yeah. That was a big part of the sound of that twang, but it also had the bite for your guys' aggressive sounds.
Yeah. And then typically I had like a Strat pickup here.
And would you use that Strat pickup, or was it?
Yeah, I used the bridge pickup. When you see the show tonight?
Yeah.
That's bleed for me.
And I think the thing that like really resonates with people, that why you're so heralded, is because you're so different than a lot of the people that were contemporary in terms of you would use like arpeggios, the notes would ring out, it wasn't overly saturated, were just like punk rock chords, so it was clarity to what you brought to the table in terms of your guitar playing. And is that a thing that you had to work with in terms of your gear? Because you didn't want to get lost in the mix, having so much mid-range and dealing with the rest of the guys in the band.
Well, actually, what it really was is I really had a hard time copying solos off of a record. So what I would do is develop my own musical method of getting from one place to another. So it's actually lack of technique.
Really?
It helped with the music. Like one of the things I do, like in Moon Over Marin, is I put a. So I have a low note drone and then a melody on top of it. And then the interesting thing is I play that over and over, and Klaus changes chords underneath.
Now, what was the genesis of that? Was it just, like you said, kind of lack of technique and almost like ignorance is bliss type of thing?
Not really ignorance. It's called talent and creativity. I think.
I should have started there. But sometimes you don't know the rules, so then you just kind of go through the rules.
Right. You don't know the rules. I mean, one of the interesting stories is I don't know if you heard B.B. King is famous for doing his vibrato.
Yeah.
So he was listening to Muddy Waters records, and Muddy was using a slide. But B.B. King didn't know that.
Yeah.
So he developed the vibrato to capture that sound. So, what is it? What's the mother of invention? Necessity is the mother of invention.
Would you? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Well, anyway, that's where like not knowing something but making your own solution rather than the traditional solution, you come up with something unique and new.
Now, would that be kind of similar to your way of going? I know that you're a big Elvis, Scotty Moore fan, and that reverb sun sound, and you've really brought that to what you do with the Dead Kennedys. Is that kind of that type of thing?
Yeah, I mean, I just that's one of my favorite songs, if I can play it. Slapback.
Yeah, and speaking of that, we'll talk about the amp real quick, but then we'll get to your you don't even have a pedal board, you have 2 pedals, but we'll talk about your amp real quick.
Batteries, they run on batteries.
You have a Marshall JCM 2000. Is that an amp? Is that your amp, or is that like a backline situation?
It's a backline amp, but that's that's what I use.
Okay.
Back in the 80s, I had a Marshall JMP 800.
Yeah, there's you did an article with us, Premier Guitar, a couple years ago, and there's a great photo of you in the studio next to that Marshall,
that was
with the Echoplex on top.
Right, the Echoplex. But this is my go-to amp now. I mean, actually, I think they re-released them because they have a really good sound and a variety sound, and not too many knobs.
Yeah.
The TSL is just like annoying to look at.
Yeah, or even a Mesa Boogie. Mesa Boogie comes with a lot of knobs.
Yeah.
But I see your wallets on top of the amp, no Echoplex, but you do have a delay on the floor. You got the Line 6 DL4. How did you get to that one of all the delays out in the world that could recreate what you did with the Echoplex?
Not this particular one.
Because those things died.
Well, you know, the tape echo back in the day, take on the road, and you had to get a bottle of tape cleaner and extra tapes, and then the interesting thing in Europe, which is on 50 hertz, it ran slower, so I had to do the settings in different places. But the thing is that this had 3 memories, and that's basically, I use 3 different sounds. You know?
Okay.
So one is the. And then this I just use in various places. Or I use it on MTV. And the thing I like about the Marshall is you turn the volume down and it cleans up. Like this is almost 60s, 60s surf. And then this one is for one song that we started with.
People probably know that one just on the one chord. Ray, I think one thing that's really interesting about your setup, even though it's pretty small and compact, is where you place the delay. You don't have it in the effects loop, right? You go guitar.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
And the reason is like the echo, the repeats. See, so they go down in volume, and as they go through the amp, each one is a little cleaner than the other one. So they're a little bit different. I studied the Echoplex, and the Echoplex kind of does that in the feedback loop.
Yeah.
Each repeat is totally different sounding, and you can adjust it with the bias of the tape.
It's musical.
It's musical. Yeah, it's wet and liquid.
Even.
And the other thing, like on this delay, they have a slight modulation. So I've actually put this next to my Echoplex, and I adjust the modulation so it's like the wow and flutter of a tape machine.
Yeah.
So that actually, it's the wow and flutter that gives you that wet musical sound.
Yeah.
And then anyway, so I have it's just a compressor, but I use it really just for volume boost.
Oh, for like a solo?
Single strings.
Oh, okay.
You know. But the reason I put it after is for the same reason, in that it'll boost the echoes. See how each echo is a little different. That's the other thing to make it interesting. When digital delays came out, I tried them, and it was just like, ugh.
Well, Ray, I know you guys got a sound check. You guys got to get ready for the show. I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us.
Oh, thank you. Cool.
This has been a lot of fun, everyone. Stay safe. Keep rocking.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Ray.